it's, let's say, you're going out on a date, you're nervous because you don't know what the end goal is with certainty. Like the end goal hopefully would be to get a second date and then this person becomes someone that you're with. But you're absolutely right because it's all about your perception of it and how it's going to change. You can feel warm inside and you're like, "Oh my God, I have to make sure this is okay, that's okay." That could be interpreted as being nervous because you're overthinking it. Whereas if you were to change your perspective and say, "I'm feeling this way because I'm excited to deliver a good date or deliver a good performance," then it's a totally different scenario. And maybe you won't have some of the negative behavior or at least the limiting behavior of you feeling nervous versus when you feel excited. Because between you and I, and when I'm excited to do something, I feel like I can accomplish it and do so much more. But when you're nervous, you're kind of hesitant, kind of shy, like, oh my God, like, can I really do this? There's that self doubt, that picture you painted. And when it's applying to what you do, where do you want to take your clients, let's say into the future, the next couple of years? Where do you see yourself and where do you see them going?
I see them going into the direction of self-acceptance, starting with you, accepting who you are, and the rest will magically follow. Because that's what I believe, that's what I feel I live. When I started to fully accept myself, and I'm not talking about loving myself and every part of it, just accepting. It's so much calmer in my life, with my business, with my relationship, with my social life, because it's not constantly this, like I said, this self-doubt, this negativity in me. Of course, I question myself. Of course, I have my emotional outbreaks, but I much quicker come back to, okay, let's look at this from different angles. And like, I liked your idea with when you go on a date, this perception of what if you just look at it, I'm excited to see where this is going, instead of I'm nervous because I don't know where it's going. So it's always this perception, start with yourself. And it's society gives us these words and we learn from our society what they mean. So we take them on, that this is common knowledge. But it's your life, it's your body, it's your thoughts. You can do with that whatever you want. So if you decide, yeah, my body says this, when you say, I'm excited because I do something, but then the self-doubt comes in. But if you quiet on that voice, that it's not talking to you negatively anymore, you will see how calm you are inside. And then you might not call it excited, but yeah, I look forward to it. I'm okay walking this way.
I feel
Yeah,
good about it. It makes me smile, makes me happy, right?
yeah. And even if it doesn't make you happy per se, maybe even if it's just like, okay, I see where this is going. That's okay. You don't need to have all these positive feelings because calm is your natural state. So if you just calm and say, I'm open to whatever is coming, amazing.
Yeah,
But
for the
I
people
wasn't,
who's, no, like you were going to say, for the people whose minds are racing with that self doubt, you have to quiet it. And I think you and I are trained well enough to do so, so it may come naturally to us. But I'll speak for me. There are times where I still need to practice the art of being calm, and it doesn't come as easy every single day. But some days it does, and some days it doesn't. And you mentioned how things change in your life. Looking back, how much have you changed in comparison from back then till today?
I was a drama queen. I was like, my way or the highway, and drama. And I always thought my life is a soap opera, not being aware that I created that drama because I had these ideas, beliefs, and I was like, okay, I don't want to change anyone, but if they don't fit into my mold, then they can go off. And not seeing, not taking responsibility in what is my part in all of this? Yeah. So I always like to think that the universe just gave me all these relationships till it finally hit me that, Anna, you're playing a big part in this one. So as soon as you learn your lesson, you can move on to a happier place. And that's what happened. Just taking the time also between partners to just calm down. I remember from my previous relationship, I left, and the only thing that I wanted to do is to find my mojo and love myself again because I lost myself. I didn't love myself, and I wanted that back. And I said, I don't want to go on dates. I don't want to meet anyone. I just want to love myself again. That's my goal. And when I did that, I was stronger, but I also knew what I wanted in a partner. And I wrote a list with how I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel protected. In the bedroom, I said, I want to be satisfied. I don't want to have a big dick. I don't want to have an Arnold or whatever. I want to be satisfied. So being very specific. And a couple of months later, the universe said, here you go. Now deal with this. And it's not easy. It doesn't mean that when you get what you want and it seems amazing on paper, that it's perfect. Because we had so many ups and downs. We had to learn so much. We triggered each other so often. And the drama queen still came through. But with time, I learned to just, yeah, she's here. Okay, let's send her off again. It still happens. It's not, because I think sometimes we think it's a linear thing, a linear improvement. It's not. It's an up and down. It's just the down doesn't go that deep down anymore. It's just still down, not that deep anymore. And that's what it is. We never lose completely who we've been before.
I learned that as well. And it took me a very difficult lesson for me to finally say, okay, you gotta correct this. You gotta right this ship. And it sounds like you went through the same thing. And it's amazing how a situation can change the course of our lives, right? And I don't know about you, Anna, but looking back, I had so many little warnings. Hey, you got to make sure you change this. You got to make sure you until when it was just about to hit the fan, I was like, wow, I got to change this now. Was that what you went through as well?
Yes, yes, yes. Because particularly with my last relationship, he was an alcoholic, and I was in this mindset that I need to save him. And in order to save him, I gave up myself. And it just literally one day I got out of the restaurant with friends and I thought, I'm ending this tonight. This is it. Yeah.
I did that on a vacation.
Ooh.
It hit the fan on a vacation. I was in Bali in Indonesia and it hit the fan. And I sat there with this person yelling in my face in the restaurant in front of all these people. My blood and it was boiling. And then all of a sudden, there was this calm.